So James, based on your journey, how do you believe it shaped your leadership style?
Been a long journey. Like I stated earlier in the first episode, having great mentors, having that accountability partner, which we'll probably talk about that in a little bit. And my accountability partner is my wife, and this
smart man.
And so having those accountability partners, having those mentors in your life, that's helped shape you, and because you can't be afraid to ask questions, you can't be afraid to fail. I think that's some challenges that leaders have. They afraid to take chances. You got to take chances, long as it's safe, long as you're not jeopardizing anybody's life, but taking that chance and not being afraid to challenge yourself and cause I got high expectations for myself, and you put on this earth to do something, and I think this being that servant leader where we're always giving back. It's not about receiving. It's what can we do to give back to the community? What can we do to give back to the country? What can we do to give back to our community? So I think that started my journey there. Then my kids are going through a lot of the things that I see our kids go through now that we're educating when I was deployed. So I look at things when I make decisions. I still think about my kids, when going to the public schools. People didn't understand, dad deployed, what does that mean? Where are they going? So all that social emotional things that our kids go through, but the public schools, they don't understand that. And this, and now you're part of a system that understand what our kids go through all the time. But I think that helps me with making decisions on, no, we're doing what's best for the kids. We're doing what's best for the kids. And that's what it's all about. How can academics are good. We want, we want the academic. I was looking at this, not to get off track, I was looking at the DNF list yesterday.
Yeah.
So I get on there, and there's a kid that's taking 7 AP courses here. 7.
Wow.
Got a 4.56 GPA. And you look at that like, man, I got to do a story on him. That's our next week when we do our highlights. But then you think about it, and that's why I told the teachers day one, sometimes it's not a matter of if, how they doing academically. So if we're not looking at the social emotional part, then kids will never get to that level there because we're forgetting that component. But just seeing that, from those kids there. Then too, one of the other things that before I go on, I wrote down a top 10 list for
That's okay. Go
for
the
leadership.
List.
But one of the other things that shaped my leadership or this for the educational wise, because sometimes what we say can affect a kid's life forever. You got to look at those things that can affect kids, and as leaders, we have to make sure we are saying the right things at the right time, and that we are thinking before we speak, so we don't know how much those things will affect what a kid's life. It can drive them in the right direction, or it can leave them in that wrong direction there. So those are some of the things that kind of shape the way I do it. And I did put down my top 10 leadership lessons I learned growing up. So one of the things that leadership is earned daily. Trust through communication and connection is the key.
Yeah.
And you have to trust. You have to trust people, and they have to give you that opportunity to trust them. So this looking at that and empowering my teachers and my assistant principal to be greatness. Because when I hired her, Miss Pilon, when I was in Ramey, because she traveled from Ramey to here to
that's right
here too.
She came with you.
But what I told them in the interview is that it's a shared leadership.
Yeah.
So I didn't hire you just to do discipline. It's not like that. I can't empower you if I'm just going to throw discipline. You're not going to become a better person if you just work in discipline. So it is a shared leadership where we're both, she's got 9th and 10th grade discipline. I got 11 and 12. Yeah. It's okay that the principal do discipline. I mean, it's not, we didn't bring assistant principals just to be doing discipline. No, they need to step up. If something happened to me, she needs to be able to keep this boat afloat right here and keep us moving forward. So that's one of the things. And then the next one, if you're not comfortable, you're probably not leading. So if I'm too comfortable in my position, then I'm not leading you.
Yeah.
So that's just being uncomfortable, and that's okay.
Growth lies outside your comfort zone.
That's right. That's correct,
Outstanding.
sir. So and then my other thing, example is everything. Set the example that elevates standards. Team and organizational culture depends on it.
Yeah.
So this changing that culture in that environment, is I think is really really important. Then the next one, number 4, be willing to get your hands dirty and do it. And as you can see over the last 2.5 years, we got our hands dirty, because it's for the kids. We painted, we dug holes, we planted stuff. You will see us working here. So you would never see us just sitting behind it. If I want to ask my teachers to do something that I won't do.
Outstanding.
So and I really lead in that, from that example there. And I told the teachers from day one, when I met with them at the in the library, that I'm here for the long run, and we're going to work. And they probably heard that same spiel, with every new principal.
Yeah.
But it's those action, that first foot step forward that I made, is say, we're going to keep moving forward.
Nice.
And it's going to be, we're going to be here together. And every school I've been to, I put in the work, and I expect the same thing for you guys to put in the work too.
Modeling expectations.
That's right.
I love it.
And number 5, leadership requires sacrifice. Sacrifice of self for team and mission gives back way more than it costs.
Yeah.
So you got to give up something. You have to sacrifice something. And to me, it's sacrificing myself for the team there. And the other one, that developing other leaders in a leader's highest calling requires the greatest investment and offers the most rewarding return. So, and you got to develop leaders, and that's one of the things I think we do great, as we got strong leadership, especially in our teachers, and we give them an opportunity to grow, and we give them an opportunity to lead.
Yeah.
And I always try to. My goal is always 97% of the time I say yes, and that 3%. But I always try to get to that yes, because if we always say no, then people are going to say, I'd give up then.
Yeah,
then
that's a good point.
Then it's your school. Then you do whatever. But I always try, if it's going to benefit kids, then there's always almost 97% is going to be a yes answer. And the teachers appreciate that you're willing to listen to them. You're willing to let them lead in a way where that it doesn't happen in other places there.
Yeah.
And my number 8, leadership is not about rank or title. Leadership is a skill that must be practiced. So.
Ooh, it's a skill that must be practiced.
Yes. So you gotta put the time in to be. If you're sitting behind that computer there, then you're not putting the time in. You're not practicing it. You're leading from there. So
leading from behind the screen and the keyboard. That's right. Not leadership.
That's not leadership. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Then my last 2, keep leading. You must keep learning. School is always in session. So and my PhD is still in session. So I'm getting it done, but I'm still learning. I always read, and I always try to find nice articles, and I'm a part of all these associations where just learning, because there's so many great leaders out here that it's like I said, we don't know it all, but you just tap in and having that network. And with Chris Krytek, I call them all the time that, hey, what do you think about this? And they reach out. So having that network, because you're not in this alone. A lot of people probably done something or in a similar situation you are. So reach out to them and continue to grow and learn. So I think that's something that I try to continue to do. Not stop learning. So
I love it. And number 10.
This
is it. Your
team
last
performance reflect leadership performance.
Ooh.
So that's a lot of things that happen out there with the team. Is what is how you're leading there. So
team performance reflects leadership performance. Nice.
So that's my top 10, and I think that's kind of what shaped everything that got me from the point as a inner city kid, and to this point as the principal of the year.